the one paying for it. I do the maintenance on it, insurance, honestly. But they're like, don't sell it, get it. Because I want to get a motorcycle. My parents obviously don't want to sell it. My parents don't want to sell it.
Yeah, I have one for.
You have one?
I had a 2016 Ninja Kawasaki. Just what they got it for? 3, yeah, I think it's 3 months. It wasn't the most expensive. I bought it,
Yeah.
financed it, and then my ex was like, "Yeah, nah."
So you sold it?
I sold it to a friend.
Dang, dude.
I had it for like, I just got it around like right before summer, so it was probably spring,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to ride it. I just bought it. So I
How'd you
learned how to
buy
ride
it?
it.
From what? From Facebook Market?
No, no, I went to a dealership.
So how did it get to them without a license? Or you have your license?
No, I had someone come up, take it. I had a friend that had his license. To
That's
he buys off
crazy.
the lot, and then we just gave it to the house or my condo at the time. And I literally was in my condo. I was just driving around the speed bumps and everything, learning how to ride it.
Yeah.
And then I went to go take my test. And then right before I took my test, that's when she was like, "Get rid of it." I was just like, "We're supposed to move in together." She's like, "You know."
That's crazy, dude. Yeah.
Luckily, I sold it to a friend for the same amount that I got it back. That I paid for it.
Yeah.
I was able to like pay it off and
How much did
everything.
you buy it for?
Seven,
7,000?
7, 8. My friend just gave me that so I could pay it off. So I told him everything.
Alright. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I told him all the gear, everything. I'm like, I'll give you all the gear for free. Coming with it.
Well, yeah, because you're not gonna be able to use it.
Huh?
You're not gonna be able to use it.
Why not?
I have all my gear. I have my helmet, shoes. I have a sweater that's like made out of Kevlar, so it doesn't
Oh
like
yeah.
rip up.
So you get stains up.
Yeah,
I have my
but my pants
microphone.
are I don't
It's
know.
working. I'm here. The weather is
Yeah.
fantastic on the field. The wind
I
is
didn't even buy
blowing.
any
The
of the stuff
breeze
that
feels really good. We're ready
play
for a
for.
good night of soccer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my helmet I got it from cycling. Cycling gear.
Yeah, cycle. Yeah.
But my
You
mistake
know I
was
most certainly can.
oh dude, that's what I
Ladies and
it's
gentlemen,
freaking oh
put
your
your
fault.
hands together for the one, the only, Fuego El Fox! Yes, sir. Fuego El Fox is in the building. The greatest mascot in the world, Fuego El Fox. And the one thing I like about Fuego El Fox is throughout the game tonight, throughout this match, he's going to go inside the stands. He's going to meet every single one of you. He's going to take photos with you. The one thing that we ask is while you're hanging out with Fuego L. Fox and you take a photo, make sure you share that photo with us on Instagram. But once again, make some noise for the one, the only, Fuego El. Fox. Yes, let's go.
Valley Fuego, host one Knoxville, lineups and kickoff next.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of
This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup for League One Knox SC. The defenders, wearing number 3, Cyber Buckley. Number 4, Jordan Skelton. Number 16, James Thomas. Number 22, Stuart Ritchie. The forward position, number 10, Tempest Tequila. Number 45, Kingsford Haji. Number 91, Jiro Lextro. In the midfield, number 7, Charlie Bachtel. Number 8, Angelo Kelly Gonzalez. Number 12, Caleb Johnson. And at goal, wearing number 1, Sean Lewis. Knoxville is led by head coach Martin McKee. Here's these on-field officials. Head referee, center position, Mark Verso. The assistants, AR1, Andrew Hanks. AR2, Susie Shop. The fourth official at the scoring table, Jamie Adela.
Yeah, that's good.
We've been waiting all day for Friday night. The regular season of the USL League One returns to Fresno State Soccer Stadium, where Central Valley Fuego look to climb into the win column for the second time this season, while one Knoxville can ascend to the top of the League One table. The USL League One, presented by Daily Press, is on ESPN+. Hello and welcome, I'm Ryan Lee, so happy to be with you this evening as we return to regular season play. There were a lot of stories going into the weekend. Omaha's second half comeback shoots them to the top of the table, and Knoxville is one of 3 teams with the second most points with 10. A win for one Knox can tie them with the Owls and the Triumph, and if Fuego can earn their first home win, they can slot themselves into a playoff spot above Richmond and Tormenta. Our player to watch for Central Valley is Alfredo Mendense. The 21-year-old Honduran scored a goal and an assist in his pro debut in the Jägermeister Cup. Both goal contributions helped ignite a 2-goal comeback to force a penalty shootout in Lexington. He was awarded Team of the Week honors for Week 2 of the Jägermeister Cup and his first professional start for Jermaine Jones tonight. And for one, Knoxville has been Kempis Tequila downing shots into the back of the net. The German has scored in back-to-back matches, accounting for Knoxville's only goals against both Richmond and Northern Colorado. His 4 goals across all competitions leads Mark McKeever's team, and he looks to lead one Knox to the first win since the opening round of the Jägermeister Cup and the first regular season win since March 30th against Tormenta. Neither Central Valley or Knoxville have won a regular season match since March, and both sides look to earn an important 3 points in the league table. Central Valley Fuego hosts one Knoxville. Lineups and kickoff next.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
We're at Fresno State Soccer Stadium in Fresno, California, where both Central Valley and Knoxville are looking for their first regular season win since March. Central Valley want to slot themselves into a playoff spot, while Knoxville look to tie Omaha and Greenville for the league lead in regular season points. Jermaine Jones is sticking with the 4-4-2 that he has put out the last few matches, and Andre Zuluaga got his first start in net against Charlotte, but took a match off against Lexington. He returns as in net for his second start in 2024. One of Central Fuego's usual starters, Christian Hackenberg, is out due to his 4th-minute red card last week in the Jaeger Cup. Mohamed Dabo fills in, and as we stand in the open, Alfredo Medence's performance against Lexington earned him the start in front. Him and Siobhan John Brown should be a powerful 1-2 punch. Mark McKeever elects for a 4-4-2 as well, and despite struggling against Northern Colorado, Sean Lewis, he gets all the belief from One Knox. He remains in net. Kempis Tequila will take the forward line up front with Gio Calixto and Stuart Ritchie in that back four. He is that left back, number 22. He will get his 30th start in League One, only about 2 hours from his hometown of Pleasanton, California. One Knoxville and Central Valley Fuego. Fuego, they're in the reds going from left to right in this first half, while One Knox, they will be in the whites going from right to left to start things off as we're underway here in Fresno, California, where Central Valley Fuego, they currently sit at 11th on the table at a record of 1-5-0. They want to get their second win of the season, while One Knoxville, they're second in League One in terms of points. They have 10. They are 3 shy of the top of the league with Union Omaha, who got that 4-1 win in Charlotte, that comeback win on the road in Northern Carolina to take the 3 points there to shoot the Owls up to the top of the table. And Greenville Triumph, they were already sitting there with the 3 points that they received to start things off with their hot start of the regular season. And One Knoxville looks to join the pack on top. Central Valley setting things up as they try to put that one into the area, but that one gets poked away off of a leg. Continuing to advance. Our Fuego, long-range shot, but that one goes well behind the net of Sean Lewis. Lewis, he's been so strong in regular season play despite dropping that match versus Northern Colorado in the Jägermeister Cup. He's been very strong in regular season play. When he's been in nets, he's been 3-1-1. He's only allowed 3 goals in 2 matches so far, a pair of clean sheets to boot. As he sends this one away off of the initial goal kick, goes off the back of Angelo Kelly. And attempting to make the transition is Fuego. Alfredo Medense gets stripped. Jostle for the ball near the center circle before it comes away. That was Robert Coronado. Pitches that one all the way out wide for Siobhan John Brown. John Brown serves into the area. Could not quite find the intended target, Raul Mendiola, as that one will find its way into the corner area and will provide a throw for Central Valley. Central Valley, they've had 4 matches right here at Fresno State. They have yet to win. All 4 of their matches have turned into losses. And for One Knoxville, however, they have been on the road a couple of times in the regular season. However, the last time on the road was in Richmond, where it was a draw as that shot goes just over the net of Sean Lewis. First shot attempt taken by Fuego as it goes overhead. As John Brown, we talked about him in the open, trying to provide some of that offensive lift, wanting to center it up in front from Raul Mendiola. But the first shot attempt for Central Valley went over. And with One Knoxville, it's really kind of a question of how they respond to a match like Northern Colorado, where they essentially just got beat down from the jump. And for Mark McKeever, he just said that they were just below par the whole match, but they're advancing up ahead with Callum Johnson. Sends it out wide. Calixtro feeds it off. Chip shot. Kelly takes a shot, but that one goes wide. Another chance into the area. Gets served in, but a stoppage in play will provide a whistle and a corner kick opportunity for One Knox. Just service into the box. That one got pitched out wide. James Thomas wants to lift that one for Kelly. Just slightly mishit that one, so it comes all the way out. But good thing for Knoxville is that they'll get an opportunity to get the opening corner kick only 4 minutes in. Richie on the corner. Into the back post, but that one gets headed just a little bit off target. But officials say that it just nicked one of the Fuego players, so will provide back-to-back corners for Knoxville. Back-to-back corner kick opportunities for Knoxville. They've been so good in this area. As Stuart Ritchie comes in close, but it gets served in far. That one takes a block off of Central Valley. Still up for grabs. No one able to get a hold. Just gets clipped up by Siobhan John Brown, but Kelly keeps this one in. A foot race, a chance to keep it in, and a nice little back heel from Skelton keeps it in play, but officials say that Skelton was unable to save it off the end line, so it will provide a goal kick for Andre Zuluaga, who gets his first opportunity to take a touch in this match. As we mentioned in the open, he started off his 2024 season in Charlotte, where he was in net for that 3-1 loss. That counts for his only match of the season. So 1 match, 1 loss for Zuluaga. As he took the night off versus Lexington, that went to the other Central Valley netminder for Carlos Aviles. Quick tussle at sender. Raul Mendiola poked out of play by Stuart Ritchie to disrupt the pathway of Alfredo Medense. So provides a stoppage in play, and we already have a 1 Knoxville player down, only about 5.5 minutes into the match. A grab at what looks like a lower leg on that left leg. As we take a look at that injury, just a late tackle coming in. And that's Kempis Tequila, who was our player to watch going into today. And for Mark McKeever, that'd be a huge blow, but he looks to be coming off on his own power. He's got 4 goals in all competitions, which leads Mark McKeever's side, including goals in back-to-back. Mohamed Dabo just sends this one all the way back to his back line, so it gets taken away by Nemhard. Carrera Garcia. Dabo. End-to-end goes Clayton Tor. An interception for Knoxville. And we'll just send this one back to their back line. As we mentioned before, for Knoxville, it was a large part of how they're going to respond to that 5-1 loss versus Northern Colorado. And a lot of what Mark McKeever said was a lot about taking responsibility for what happened and just being accountable for what went well or what didn't. And that, in a sense, that they were a little bit below par technically and that something was just a little bit off on the approach. And McKeever was the first one to step up to the plate and say, that's on me, that if it's a technical problem, that's 100% on me, not getting these guys prepared properly. And it's just some of those things that we do on a daily basis, even if it's passing and receiving the ball. And whenever those things are just not up to the standard, they're not going to have great opportunities to win matches. And it's always up to him to try to figure out what the mistakes are and how to fix them. But Stuart Ritchie looks to drive up ahead. Ajay. Charlie Matchell, Ritchie. Ritchie into the area. That one gets sent down off of Yaya, but it's still alive before that's a clear. Some back and forth between the two sides so far early, just shy of 10 minutes in. There hasn't really been a real consistent string of possession either way, as it's still only about a very calm day, just shy of 75 degrees. So there's not really going to be any sort of real effect in terms of anything that's outside of the control of the field of play. Maybe that little bit of sun on that far sideline, but still. These two sides, they've been struggling as of late. We talked about it in the open. Neither of them have won a regular season match since March. For one Knoxville, their last win in regular season action came on March 30th against South Georgia Tormenta in a 1-0 contest. And if you want to include that into all competition, that was a 1-0 match versus Chattanooga Red Wolves in the opening match of the Jägermeister Cup. Ritchie into the area. Tequila goes up on top. And that ball sits on the roof and goes for a goal kick. Stuart Ritchie, he's been so effective for Knoxville in terms of serving those balls from the outside inward. Tequila wanted to take a swing, wanted to go for his 5th goal, but was unable to get it. And Angelo Kelly was one of the two that was fighting for that last ball that went out of play. And for the home side, for Jermaine Jones and his squad, he really credited them for the circumstances that they were under. We mentioned Christian Hackenberg in the open, how he got that 4-minute red card. It led to him being suspended for today's match. And when you really think about the grand scheme of things, in terms of the regulation 90, you're playing 90 plus if you include stoppage time without a man the whole way through. And that's really something that's really hard to overcome. But right out of the gate, Central Valley not only takes the red card, they're down 2 almost immediately. They take a 2-goal deficit in only 22 minutes. And then for Central Valley, they had to score 2. Neither of them came until after the 65th minute. Served in, juggled up, and that one is on net. Zulago save, rebound, scores! Angelo Kelly gets his 3rd and opens the scoring for Knoxville. A lot of speed and a lot of bodies to the net. Calixtro with the service up in front. Tequila with a beautiful move to get off the post. And Kelly was all by himself on the back post to slot that one home. He gets his third of the regular season. And Angelo Kelly, he was so hot to start off the season. But he's cooled down a little bit, and a goal like that might be enough to get back on track. And with those two right there, Tequila and Kelly, a lot of good things can happen for Mark McKeever's side. That's been in the bottom 5 in terms of goals scored. But they open up the scoring with a 1-0 advantage over Central Valley. And 4-1 Knoxville, when they score first, they have yet to see the L column. Let's see how it goes here as the ball is currently in possession of Central Valley. Wide feed, unable to get completed as John Brown wanted to take the feed off. And that one last glances off of the feet of Medense, so it provides Knoxville with an opportunity to push the ball upfield. Return for Zuluaga. Coronado. He gets tackled away, so Stuart Ritchie will take over. A little bit too far off the pass for Ajay. It's a 12th minute goal for Angelo Kelly to start things off here in Knoxville. We mentioned how Knoxville has been undefeated whenever they score first. If you want to be specific about it, they're 4-0-1 across League One play when they do get that first goal. And John Brown tries to settle, trying to scrap with Johnson, but he feeds this one back for his intended target, Dabo, so it comes back to the back line. We talked about a little bit earlier, it was a 2-0 deficit for Central Valley against Lexington, the Jägermeister Cup, and Jermaine Jones credited his guy for having the heart and belief, and not only that, but trusting both themselves and everyone around them to make the right plays, to make the right decisions, that they know what to do, they know how to execute the game plan. And sometimes, kind of very similar to what Mark McKeever said, the coach can only prepare them. But when Jermaine Jones said it, it's really the players that make the difference on the pitch, and the coaches can only do so much. Eventually, things have to come out of your hands and into the players, and that's exactly what happened against Lexington to give Central Valley the chance to tie that game, force that thing to penalties. But right now, Knoxville is absolutely in control. Kempis Tequila comes out wide. Ajay with the stutter step. He's still wide, looking for an option. Back to Kelly. Starter steps. Kelly along the outside of the box. Back heel, wanted to find an open man, but it was unable to get the pass off as Calixtro could not find a target, so it goes for a goal kick for Central Valley. Quick spinorama for Mohamed Dabo, who sends this one back to his back line. And that Knoxville defense has been so good at really keeping things in front of them and not letting things get past them. They have the least number of goals allowed. They were tied with Omaha going into the day, but with Knoxville's 0 goals allowed thus far and Omaha's 1 goal conceded versus Charlotte earlier in the evening, technically speaking, Knoxville currently have the league lead in terms of goals against. But we'll see how that continues to transpire after only 17 minutes of play with a 1-0 match for Knoxville over Central Valley. Skelton. Intercepted the other way. Here comes Medense. He takes a long-range shot, but that one goes up into the trees, and a goal kick for Lewis. And Medense might be a little slow to get up. Let's take a look here at Skelton. He was a little hesitant, and Medense was so fast to pounce on that ball. Just wanted to go from long distance. He saw that Lewis was a little bit upfield and just wanted to take his shot. And he is slow to get up right now, is the 21-year-old Honduran. Alfredo Medense, we've talked about him in the open, 21 years old from Honduras. He scored a goal and assist in his debut versus Lexington to give himself Team of the Week of the Jägermeister Cup Round 2. And when we talked to Jermaine Jones and we spoke to him about what this fresh face brings and why he's been so successful as he gets up on his own feet, he was talking about how when he knew from day one when Medense came into Central Valley Fuego's trials that he was the guy who had it. He had that it factor despite having no pro experience. He got injured with the preseason but was able to get a feel for the game and really learn it at a professional level. And he was a DC United Academy product, had some USL Championship offered but had to decline due to some issues with his family matters. And actually, he went to support his mom instead of taking those offers from the USL Championship or getting cut from the DC United Academy program. And what Jermaine Jones said about a guy like Alfredo Medense, which is that he worked and played with other leagues and just never gave up. As that one gets sent on net for Zuluaga, but he gets the swat down and takes the save off the long-range shot out wide. Well, Medense is back on the pitch, it looks like. Or at least he's working through it. Another takedown, that one's John Brown. And it draws the foul for Central Valley. And for that tandem up front of John Brown and Medense, with Medense, Jermaine Jones had surprising then play pro with John Brown's by his speed. He's showing it here, centers into the box, blocked away by Knoxville and gets sent out. Cali eventually takes a secondary clear before it hits the feet of Raul Mendiola, and it goes to a quick throw in. Tor wants to go fast, but he hesitates. Sent in, but that one is held off. Sean Lewis had to be quick on the draw right there to prevent Knoxville from letting one in. Long ball from Lewis, a little bit too high up, but it's going to provide a stoppage and play for Knoxville. Gio Calixtro was tussling just off the edge of the attacking third, and it provides a set piece opportunity. Stuart Ritchie on the ball, native of Pleasanton, California. That's only 2.5 hours up I-5. He stands over it. He's got Callum Johnson beside him. Ritchie chips it up, and that one gets blocked up front. Ajay still on it. Ajay walks away, pokes it up, held on by Matchell. Wanted to go wide for Calixtro, but it was offside as the flag comes up from the assistant referees. Mark Verso leads the way for the men in blue, as Andrew Hanks and Cecilia Chavez are the assistant referees, and Jimmy Padilla, the fourth official, keeping track of our stoppage and subs. Zulaga sends it away and gets headed back for Jordan Skelton. Brings this one all the way up around, just a little bit too far, but it comes back to center. Angelo Kelly, Ajay out wide, chases after the ball, just barely keeps it in play. Ajay, Richie, just out of the reach of Ajay, throw in Central Valley. Central Valley with it back as it comes all the way back. And Sean Lewis, he's got pressure coming on, but distributes away for Silvert Haugley. Johnson has all the time and space right now. Centers for Angelo Kelly. Scored the opening goal in the 12th minute. Kelly sends it up for Richie, but just a little bit too far to the reach. Goal kick, Andre Zulawaga. This is the first time these two sides are meeting in 2024 across any competition. And Knoxville leads the series with 2 wins and a singular draw. The last time these two teams played was back on July 29th of 2023, where Knoxville won by a score of 1-0. That was the second straight game that Knoxville won against Central Valley, and they both just happened to be 1-0 as well. Richie chips it along, no one able to gain clear possession. Medense tried to go back, held off John Brown off the end line. Centering for Dabo. Central Valley wanting to play with energy, wanting to play with pace, similar to the style of play that Jermaine Jones played when he was still on the pitch, whether it be in the MLS or the USA men's national team. But it comes near side. Kingsford Ajay. The Ghanaian with the through ball. Trying to go for Calixtro. 1v1 tussle. But that one gets ruled a goal kick. Our injury report brought to you by Golden Bear Physical Therapy, and a trio of Central Valley Fuego players are listed as out. Angel Ruelas, Jason Ramos, and Omar Limus all out with leg injuries. But it's centering feet up in front. Calixtro takes it back. Ajay. Ajay shoots, and that one goes over the net and out of play. But back-to-back opportunities for Knoxville up close. And they've been really trying to show what danger they can pose on offense. As Tequila leaves it for Ajay. Just went over the net. And that was something that Mark McKeever has really been emphasizing with his guys, especially in training. It was just about how sometimes when you have matches like the one against Northern Colorado, you just have to go back to basics and just do what's been working. And as long as they understand, the players that is, they understand that they can do those things well, they will. And they've gotten those opportunities time and time again, have Knoxville. In only 25, now 26 minutes in, 6 shot attempts, 1 on target. That 1 on target is going to the man who currently has the ball, Angelo Kelly. Splits it out. Kingsford Ajay goes against Tor. Ajay in front, goes for goal. A little bit too high once again. Kingsford Ajay is not shy about shooting the ball whatsoever. The second rounder of the MLS draft from New York City FC. He's going to take his shots, as he has time and time again. He has yet to convert so far in the 2024 season, but in his League One career, he's got 10 goals on 55 matches prior to today. It's 10 goals in 56. But Kelly draws a foul near the center circle. As both Skelton and Haugley try to make a discussion. No card given. I think that might be what Skelton might be debating for. But Silver Haugley and Jordan Skelton resume play. Charlie Matchell. Richie back for Matchell along the end line. Sends one to the box before that one gets poked up and out. And after a little bit of discussion, Knoxville finally gets the throw-in that they believe they should have received earlier, but nonetheless, they still got the throw-in that they wanted, so it's Stuart Ritchie. The Central Valley Fuego, they're one of the most interesting teams in all of League One. They're top 5 in goals, but also most in goals against, as that cross feed was unable to connect. So it's going to be chipped up by Mendiola. Kelly. Skelton. Pestered by Medense. Knoxville still with it. Back to the center circle. Charlie Matchell. So back to the previous point. Central Valley, they are top 5 in terms of goals scored in the League One regular season, but they've also conceded the most number of goals. And it's one of those high risk, high reward philosophies of Jermaine Jones. And because of that, they've also been stuck with the lowest goal differential at -8, but they will take their chances both offensively and defensively as the flag comes up by the assistant referees. Stuart Ritchie, as we mentioned, he's a native of Pleasanton, California, just about 2.5 hours up of I-5. He's played a lot of opportunities throughout his soccer career near this central to Northern California region, being a part of the San Jose Earthquakes Academy, starting off, and eventually made his way over to Columbus Crew 2 before coming to Knoxville. Pitched all the way up, Tequila. Just barely kept in play. McKeever arguing for a throw-in, and he'll win that argument. As Kempis, Tequila, and Achayaya were scrapping on this near side. But Ritchie takes it back. Ajay. Angelo Kelly. Kelly walks in. Nice tackle up in front by Alfredo Medense. And now comes all the way back for Jordan Skelton. The inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup continues Saturday, May 25th, with a third round of games in group play starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch all Cup games streaming exclusively on ESPN+. We saw a lot of scrapping in the Jägermeister Cup as we see it here. Provides the first booking of the match. It goes towards Jose Carrera Garcia for the first yellow card of the match. That quick pitch towards center. Touch up from Charlie Matchell. Got the ball away before Carrera Garcia made his way in. As he gets the first booking of the match. That's his second of the season. And 25th in his League One career. He's been a part of League One, Jose Carrera Garcia, since 2021. Entered the league in 21 and 22 with the Chattanooga Red Bulls before spending the last couple of years with Central Valley Fuego. Angelo Kelly wanting to head down for Ajay. Just keeping it within line of Central Valley, but it's played up. Just lands right in the feet of Ajay. So Stuart Ritchie will have an option. Wanting to go deep, but it gets disrupted. Juggling ball. Couldn't hit Medense. So it just cleared up and out of play for a throw-in. And a early substitution, as Emmanuel Gomez will be out of the match. And almost immediately, we've got Abdul Razak Cromwell coming in, only about 33 minutes in.
And we also got an announcement for any firefighters and law enforcement first responders in the house. If you would like to play some dodgeball against your competing agency.
So Cromwell starts his first couple minutes of action. He's got his fourth match for the 29-year-old from Ghana.
Not bad on the last one.
But Ritchie having to disrupt the play on defense as Central Valley was charging into the Knoxville box. Cromwell looks for Mendiola, but it just last gets deflected off of James Thomas for a throw in Central Valley. High lob, could have hit Medense, but kept in the play and kept in the possession of Fuego. Cromwell. Dabo steps up. Medense long range, but he is off the mark once again. And for Central Valley, this is very evident of how their season has come. They are in the top 3 in terms of shot attempts. And because of that, it could be a large portion of why they're top 5 in the league in goals scored, because they take so many opportunities, because they really press their luck, and because they want to take those opportunities essentially as often as they can. But Knoxville take the goal kick and have already brought it back past the halfway mark. Only 10 minutes to go in the half plus stoppage. Stuart Ritchie. Ajay. Ritchie chips up Ajay. And that is going to be ruled a handball against Central Valley, as Ajay was going 1v1 against Clayton Tor. And that was a really tightly contested battle between Tor and Ajay. Clayton Tor, 25 years old in his first season, his first pro contract, coming off of Cal State Fullerton. And a set piece just outside the box for Knoxville. They're up 1-0. This can be a chance to extend that lead. Sent in, headed down and blocked away. Rebound opportunity, stuck in the feet. Rebound goes just too high for the opportunity for Knoxville. So there was maybe 3 swings at that ball, but none of them were able to hit the frame. And Zuluaga can send this one away for a goal kick. Just that quick head down, that second opportunity was stuck, and then the follow-up from Callum Johnson went over. So Zuluaga can say goodbye to this one. Comes out of play for a Central Valley throw. Central Valley, they're looking for their first home win in 2024. In a string of back-to-back regular season matches. Play all the way into the Central Valley end. Throwing all the way in. Coronado. Medense back for Coronado. He gets tangled up, and this will provide a set piece for Central Valley outside of the box. So we just saw Knoxville take a swing outside of the box off of a handball. Now Central Valley will get an opportunity off of a foul. On the Knoxville set piece on the other end, it was Callum Johnson on the 3rd attempt. Skelton couldn't find the ball between his feet. So Johnson stepped up and shot that one overhead. What can Central Valley do on their set piece opportunity? They won their season opener in Tormenta and have not won in regulation since. Is this a chance to draw back level? Coronado stands over the ball. Coronado gets blocked by the wall, but still on is Coronado. Watched by Skelton. Coronado, Skelton, and Kelly, they're double teaming him against the end line, and that will provide the ball in favor of one Knox. With a game like this so far from Knoxville, it's been a pretty solid response considering how things just did not go their way whatsoever at home versus Northern Colorado in the Jägermeister Cup, and it's just about everyone taking responsibility. Ritchie into the box, goes off of a deflection, and that one is a handball on Knoxville, so a whistle goes in favor of Fuego with 5 minutes to go in the half.
To the players' tunnel about 5 minutes before halftime. The teams will be one side versus the other for a spirited dodgeball competition out here on the field. So if you're a firefighter or law enforcement and want to participate in a non-competitive way of releasing tension at the end of the day, the players' tunnel 5 minutes before the halftime starts. Thank you.
John Brown goes down to the center circle as the ball just got received in the feet of Carrera Garcia. And it looks like with the way that John Brown is holding on to things, it might be his head. Could have been a potential head-to-head collision on the little duel near center after Zuluaga sent the ball away. That's Siobhan John Brown, 28 years old, from Brooklyn, New York. He spent the last several years bouncing around between NISA, the EPSL, the NPSL, USL League Two. Spent some time with the El Paso Locomotive. As we just see, oh yeah, the head-to-head contact. You see Silver Haugli also taking a quick little rub to his cranium as well. With John Brown, that'd be a tough loss considering how he has played all 720 minutes of regular season play going into today. And he's the only player on the team to do so.
Cameron's the one that's feeling sick, so I took over Cameron. Yeah, I switched over.
Back in play in Central Valley's possession.
He's sitting down right now.
Achayaya
Delirious right now.
in his second match of the 2024 season. But it gets stripped away by Kempes Tequila. Has Johnson. Potential rush here for Knoxville. Johnson steps in, goes across. Calixtro shoots, and that one is just a little bit off wide. Just slightly off and wide. But a nice rush opportunity for Knoxville. They had Gio Calixtro wide open on that far side of the box as the 23-year-old Gio Calixtro in his second season with One Knox, looking for his first goal of the season, couldn't quite get it there, but Kelly chips this one along too high. One Knoxville currently tied for second in the League One table with 10 points. They share that slot with Spokane Velocity and Charlotte Independence. Going into today, it was a four-way draw with Union Omaha, but with Omaha's second half comeback in Charlotte, it catapulted Omaha to the very top of the table. But if Knoxville can pull off the 3 points, then they have an opportunity to join Omaha and Greenville for that three-way tie for first at 13 points apiece. Dawson Nebhard. Corner to corner, the intention, but Skelton will settle that one down for Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis played his college soccer at Oakland University. He's making his way back to this central northern California region, where the home side Fuego are down 1 against One Knox. We're about 40 seconds from the 45. There's been a sub, there's been a yellow card. 1 goal in the 12th minute. But not a lot of stoppages otherwise. A couple injuries here and there as we get an extra 4 on the board. Central Valley want to potentially equalize before the end of the first half. John Brown shoots, and that one is right into the hands of Sean Lewis. Siobhan John Brown showing the wheels. And when Jermaine Jones had a chance to talk about Siobhan John Brown, off the pitch, he has a great heart and always has a smile on his face, and he loves the way that John Brown has matured. But with John Brown, you could see it on that last opportunity, his speed and his ability to just get up the pitch and just accelerate, know when to really press the right buttons at the right time. And he's so hard to contain 1v1.
Yeah, we're good for now.
As John Brown's on it once again, we got double teamed by Haugli and Ritchie before Skelton sends that one off, and a quick scrap at center will yield no results. So Zuluaga presents that one up pitch towards Dabo. Yaya. He's getting aggressive with Johnson. Comes out of play right towards the center line. And Fuego will keep this one. John Brown getting triple teamed. Sent in, but that one gets cleared by Haugli. Across it goes. Johnson clears. Still in Fuego possession. Cromwell takes it back. Chipped along. Calixtro fighting with Carrera Garcia. Central Valley have done a good job possessing. They just haven't had a lot of opportunities or opportunities on net. But Dabo wanting to twirl away. Garcia from range, and that one is also a little bit off frame. Another opportunity from well outside the box for Central Valley Fuego. That puts them at 7 shot attempts. 2 of them have been on net. But they haven't been able to beat Sean Lewis yet. And for one Knoxville, they've had 8 shot attempts, but the only goal on net was the one that hit the back of the net from Angelo Kelly in the 12th minute. As that one will provide a set piece for Knoxville just on the boundary of that center circle. You saw a lot of choice words, to say the least, between the guys on the pitch, but Gio Calixtro is able to get up. But in what is most likely the final action of the half, and the 90, and the 45 plus 4. Sent in, headed up, still in play. Who's got it? It's Zuluaga in the 49th minute. Zuluaga will just hold. And is there one final push for Central Valley? No, there won't be. That concludes the first half of play. One Knox got a goal 12 minutes in, and it's the only one after 45 minutes of play. Angelo Kelly Rosales to start things off as we are at the half. It's 1-0 here in Fresno, California. One Knoxville has the advantage. We have more from around USL coming up after this.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
We're back here in Fresno, California, where Central Valley Fuego are in a 1-0 deficit against one Knoxville SC, and we'll take a quick look at what's been going on around the USL and League One.
Couple of groups of kids that are going to be playing dodgeball against
For a second consecutive match, it's a dream start for forward Madison. This time, it's Christian Cheney. Obregon buries a beautiful free kick. His second in Jägermeister Cup play. It down, plays it off. Gebhard, and it's 2-1. Disallowed on one end for Charlotte, and Gebhard retakes the lead for forward Madison.
Your Hailstorm player lets it fly, turned away, and the tap-in is through. Chelo Martinez, Hernandez, his cross finds Rendon, he scores, it's 2-0, Northern Colorado. One goal already, Rendon, make it 2. Castro rolls it central, it's tapped in. Headed back, dangerously so. Horde settles, Horde scores. A fourth slices through traffic, Yamazaki strike, oh Yamazaki.
McKinnon goes to his right. Lion McKinnon shoots, and oh my goodness! It's nearly deja vu for Lion McKinnon against Tormenta. A screaming effort for Tormenta. Nice weighted ball, Curry! And he blasts it home. Tormenta take the advantage. Jamie Smith, he scores.
Probably shouldn't have. Fort Parker's going to regret that one.
Jamie Smith from downtown!
My, oh my. Almost laughed at the audacity of the attempt by Jamie Smith.
75 goals in his career with Lou City in USL Championship. Looking for one here. Oh, it's a beautiful strike. And it's in for Lancaster. If the home side can't hurry, the Youth fires the shot and curls it in. Kept nicely, wind and fire, and it's in! Alfredo Medense, welcome aboard to keep. It's loose in the box, and an area shot is in! My goodness! Central Valley has tied. Corrales approaches, stutters, and scores! The hesitation. Flip ball, the cross, and this one goes up and off the crossbar. Great look denied by the crossbar. Bill Hart from distance, no. Good ball in. A chance for Marsh. Chance for Lukic, and it falls through for the opening goal in the 85th minute. A moment of chaos results in a goal for the Red Wolves.
Rodriguez, he's 1v1. Rodriguez! Masayo Rodriguez, 4 goals in 3 games. Before he gets stripped away, a shot goes and we're even. Andre Lewis. 5 minutes after Rodriguez, it's Lewis with his second in 2024, and we are tied at 1. Dolabella and Merancio scores. Dolabella, 2-1 Omaha off of the penalty. Possession of velocity. Heel off of his heels. Heel scores! Birthday sends this one in. Metaner inward. Heel scores! He gets on the board on the 90 plus. And Spokane have taken the lead.
You'll get it done.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
opportunity here. The hits and a goal.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes. Only want the best. Maybe running every night. Won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky. Got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
As we take a look at some of the updates around the USL and League One, the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup has a lot of action in the round of 16 between May 21st and 22nd, including Detroit City FC and New Mexico United defeating MLS sides of Houston Dynamo and Real Salt Lake. And for Lexington SC, their midfielder Yannick Yankum has been called up to the multinational team, the first active UEFA international to play in League One. And the USL League One makes its way to ESPN2, a battle of the birds, as the Flamingos of Forward Madison and the Ibises of South Georgia Tormenta square off on June 15th at 3 Eastern on ESPN2. In terms of some of the recent fixtures, we talked about that 4-1 win between Omaha and Charlotte. That put Omaha at the top of the table. And a couple of good matches tomorrow. We could see South Georgia Tormenta. They've been skating a little bit. Can they rebound versus the Chattanooga Red Wolves? And for the Richmond Kickers, they take on another team at the top of the table, Greenville Triumph. Can Greenville Triumph retake the top spot, or are they going to be still tied with Omaha? And in terms of the Jägermeister Cup schedule, that third round takes place on May 25th, and another set of games coming on. One Knoxville takes on Forward Madison. Madison, they took that win against Charlotte in their last matchup. However, when we take a look at the opposing side for Central Valley Fuego, they'll play against Union Omaha, who is currently at the top of the table in League One regular season. We'll see how they square off in US Open Cup play. Last minute from around the USL. We'll come back for more after this.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
back here in Fresno, California, where Central Valley Fuego are down on 1 Knoxville by a score of 1-0. How do we get to a 1-0 scoreline? Well, we'll take a look at some of the highlights throughout 45 minutes of play. As Central Valley Fuego and 1 Knoxville, they're both looking for very important 3 points on the table, and things started off aggressive and scrappy, with Siobhan John Brown wanting to feed up in front to Raul Mendiola. That one went overhead. John Brown out wide again. That time the intent target was Jose Carrera Garcia. That one got disrupted up in front. And who else? Another drop down for Medense off of Siobhan John Brown. But eventually, sometimes, the dam will eventually break. The centering feed, a nice little juggle move from Kempis Tequila. Gets on nets, just barely hits the post, and then wide open on the opposite side was Angelo Kelly to slot home the opening goal of the match. Very level in terms of shot attempts and shots on target. Possession just barely in the edge of 1 Knoxville. Got a couple of corners, a couple of offsides as well. Thus, a 2-0 edge on both corners and offsides really tells me one thing about 1 Knoxville. They're really getting good pressure up the pitch with numbers as well. It means they're really going up the pitch. They're really trying to press the issue as far upfield as possible. And with Central Valley Fuego, yes, they have 8 shots. Yes, they have the advantage in shots on nets. However, they've been well outside the box. They've been well in front of Sean Lewis. He has a lot of time to read and react, and that's why Central Valley have been unable to beat the 31-year-old netminder for 1 Knox as we continue on throughout the remainder of the second half. The question is, how will this continue to play out? We know that both sides have had their opportunities. We know that both chances are going to get possession. They've been having long stretches of passes, and it's all about managing that play and being able to continue not just within their own end of the pitch, but being able to push that all the way up. We mentioned it just a little bit ago how, with both these sides, they're both top 5 in terms of shots on target and shot attempts. So they're both going to take their attempts. They're both going to take their swings. They're both within the top half of passing percentage as well. So we know that they can possess and possess for long strings at a time. But one of the key difference makers is the ability to get those goals on nets and to really kind of push the pace a little bit for either side. But when it's all said and done, we are still at a 1-0 scoreline off of the foot of Angelo Kelly, his 3rd of the regular season, which leads 1 Knox in terms of regular season scoring. Knoxville will spend the second half going from left to right, Central Valley right to left in the second set of 45 as Kempis Tequila stands over the ball to kick off half number 2. Central Valley, if they can earn the 3 points, they'll be able to put themselves into a playoff spot at 7th. And if Knoxville holds on to the lead and gets their 3 points, they will tie Omaha and Greenville for the top of the table at 13 points. They sit at 2nd with 10. We're underway here in half number 2. The ball gets taken all the way back for Isayaya. And what type of adjustments get made at halftime? We talked a little bit about how in the Lexington match at the Jägermeister Cup for Central Valley, they had to make a lot of adjustments at halftime, and it kind of was part of what made that shift from half to half go to produce a 2-2 draw out of a 2-0 deficit. And right now, Fuego, that deficit's 1-0. Into the middle, Calixtro pitches out wide. Ajay, he's got a man all alone. Kempis Tequila. Tequila's got a space. Tequila takes a shot. Another chance goes, tangled up, and a wide angle shot gets blocked in front off of Abdul Razak Cromwell. What a service from Ajay. He had Tequila all alone. He's got 4 goals in all competitions, wanting to look for his 5th. First shot blocked by Zuluaga. Second chance denied by Cromwell. But it will provide a 3rd corner for Knoxville to Central Valley not having one all match. An official stopping play before Callum Johnson can pitch this one in. All corners brought to you by RWM Home Loans. Johnson into the area, and that one just goes over everyone's head. So Zuluaga will send off the goal kick. Mark McKeever's side, they were so good throughout that first stretch in March. He started off the regular season with 3 consecutive wins to open up the season. It earned McKeever the coach of the month in March. However, ever since then, they've been a little bit cold in League One play. If you take just regular season play, they've gone 0-1 for 1 since that 3-game win streak to start off the season, as Calixto was grabbing his face a little bit off the scrap with Cromwell. And an almost strip from Ajay, but he sprints back as it gets sent out. And the distribution is a little bit too far, so Sean Lewis will have to just hold on for a little bit. Select is the official match ball provider of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. And another scrap on that near sideline provides a set piece for Central Valley. Calixto a little aggressive on the tussle. Ball gets dropped into the feet. A quick feed, turnaround, shot was blocked. No second opportunity as one Knox absorbs. As that one less goes off of the body of Abdul Cromwell and out of play for a throw-in for Knoxville. No substitutions to speak of for either Mark McKeever or Jermaine Jones. But Kelly disrupts the advancing play for Central Valley and goes end to end for Ajay. Silvert Haugley. Ajay again. Ajay gets the ball up, wanting to take the rush up the field, but gets tripped up along the way. So a foul at the halfway line provides Knoxville a chance to continue pushing the ball up. Knoxville's been so sharp on defense all season long, but they did concede a foul right there. They are top 5 in League One in terms of fouls conceded, but they do so relatively cleanly because they also are tied for the second fewest yellow cards, R1 Knox. So sometimes they're able to foul maybe stop the flow of play, or maybe they're a little aggressive on some challenges, but not so much to the point where it's going to force a booking, considering their foul total and their rankings in League One, but also their yellow card standings as well. As there's only been one in the match. That one went to Jose Carrera Garcia in the 31st minute. And that's been it in terms of the card sheet so far. bit too far out of the range. Sean Lewis had to make a dive, but did not need to take the touch. It was just a little wide. Another long-range opportunity from Adense, but he was just wide. He's been going for a shot, unable to hit the net. And an almost disaster for Sean Lewis. Upfield, too high for Tequila. Kelly heads it down for Calixtro. Not enough juice on that one for Tequila, but Kelly strips that one back. Kelly keeps it on his feet, has Tequila. Tequila, 1v1 in front. Kelly stuck up. Kelly goes a little too high that time. Tequila had a chance to take that one by himself, but fed it off for Angelo Kelly instead. And that is essentially what before Tequila falls to Kelly. He did the same. That time, Kelly just sent that one a little over as he kind of overswung on that follow through to force himself down and now allow Zuluaga a chance to send this one out. That ball will fall into that first couple of rows of the stands, so Central Valley can toss this one in. Quick block, but the last one off of Knoxville, so Central Valley have their first chance at a corner this evening. It took them 54 minutes to do so. All Fuego corner kicks brought to you by RWM Home Loans. And it's Raul Mendiola who steps over it. Mendiola headed up. Second chance for Mendiola, goes a little bit too high. Mendiola's corner gets taken off by Jose Carrera Garcia, but too high for the net. That's 9 shot attempts for Central Valley, and only 2 have been in the general direction of Sean Lewis, who sends this one off for Thomas. He's getting chased from behind. He's got Carrera Garcia behind him. Haugli just barely able to keep this one in play. Kempis Tequila. Johnson. Angelo Kelly plays his back, and it's something that Jermaine Jones has been talking about, that pressure, the ability to really force some of the players of the opposition to maybe rush some of the decisions because of how tight they're playing defensively. And it's done just as it forced a turnover, but it's stripped right back. Callum Johnson on the chase. Stuart Ritchie has it. Ajay. 56 minutes. Ajay avoids Tor. Sends it off for Ritchie. A potential double team, but Johnson has Ajay again. Comes back for Ritchie. Walks along the corner. Ritchie into the box. Headed on! And that's a second goal for Knoxville! On Friday night, Tequila served. 2-0 Knoxville. That's 2 shots on net and 2 goals for Knoxville. Stuart Ritchie comes back home with an assist. And the header from Kempis Tequila, that's his 5th goal of the season. And Tequila and Matchell, they know how to down those shots into the back of the net. He's got 5 in League One play as well as in the Open Cup. And that is goals in 3 straight for Kempis Tequila. It's a 2-0 lead for Knoxville as that one gets headed out by James Thomas, and it provides Central Valley their second opportunity to take a corner kick to potentially reduce this 2-0 deficit.
Taking the corner is number 13. Espinosa.
Sent in, second opportunity, juggled along, unable to get it back. Back to the corner, Espinosa into the area, headed away, but still a chase. Siobhan John Brown gets it back. Mendiola back for John Brown. Wanting to reduce this deficit as John Brown goes wide angle. May have taken a touch, and that's what the ruling will be, so that provides another corner kick opportunity for Central Valley.
Line up to take the corner.
RWN Home Loans presents all of the corner kicks for Central Valley. It's Espinosa again. Espinosa in, ball down. Central Valley wants a handball, but it only provides another corner kick to Fuego.
Second corner kick for Mo Espinosa.
Sequence of 3 straight. That one comes cleared out, but jogging along and stepping up to it. And that one gets a quick deflection right towards Sean Lewis. First chance was presented by Zahir Vasquez, but it took a deflection off of a one Knox player, and Sean Lewis had to get the hands up for the grab. So there was one substitution at the half. It was Zahir Vasquez for Robert Coronado. But Carrera Garcia has it back. Into the area. Couldn't find Medense. We also saw Mo Espinosa make his way into the match as well. Razak Cromwell on the throw. John Brown disrupted. Calixtro. Cromwell barely keeps it in play. Carrera Garcia. Mendiola wanting to go for Cromwell. He keeps this one in play. 1v1 with Calixtro. Calixtro with the tackle. Can't clear, but Medense just had that one lost in his feet, and it comes out of play for a Knoxville throw. As that one goes end to end, Kingsford Ajay, he's in a foot race. Ajay, he hangs on. He gets taken down, gets stripped by Clayton Torr. Mendiola, he gets jarred down and wins the foul against Knoxville. And just a quick warning for Charlie Matchell, just to settle things down. Central Valley deep in the Knoxville end. Served into the area, back corner. And John Brown couldn't corral the header. And a goal kick for Sean Lewis. Quick pressure there from John Brown again, and it's a lot of what we've seen from Central Valley being able to really press upfield and to really make some potential opportunities, maybe from a lucky bounce or from a potential turnover off of some pressure. And we saw it right there with Siobhan John Brown doing everything he can to potentially turn the ball over. But it's all the way back towards the Knoxville end as it's held on by Abdul Cromwell. Carrera Garcia sent into the area. John Brown, he gets stripped. And Kelly pokes this one along. Tequila not quite there. As that one gets headed away, Calixto on the receiving end. Just being played like a tennis match right now, just going back and forth with no true point being awarded either side. But Sean Lewis getting some pressure from Mendiola, and he gets that one away. Carrera Garcia. 64th minute for Knoxville, who have a 2-0 lead on Central Valley. As Angelo Kelly plays this back. Kingsford Ajay, he steps on the gas. He's got some support in the center. Ajay, 1v2, waits for reinforcements, takes it for Kelly. Skelton, Matchell. Calixto off of the body of Cromwell and out of play for a throw. And a throw in a little bit too quick as Knoxville would take their first couple of substitutions as Innocent Inshuti and Rudy Castro both enter the match.
Number 9, Rodolfo Castro Jr. Coming off is number 91, Gio Alexo.
So Rudy Castro, the 25-year-old from Saratoga, California, he's played a lot of football in Central and Northern California, whether it be with San Jose Earthquakes 2 of MLS Next Pro or San Jose State. In Innocent Inshuti, the 26-year-old, recently got called up for the Rwandan national team for the World Cup qualifiers. Quick shot right out of the gate for Castro. He gets a block, but he retrieves his own blocked shot attempt back for his own couple of teammates on the back line as it hits the feet of Silvat Haugli. Unable to quite get the possession either way. Central Valley controlled. It's Cromwell. He takes a shot on net, but that one rainbows its way up, over, and out. Knoxville play this one back. Johnson, intercepted by Cromwell. Central Valley in transition. Medense and Mendiola go back and forth before it gets centered up by Carrera Garcia. Into the area it goes before that gets headed away by the 6'5" Silvert Haugli, up and out of play. And that was a big height advantage for Silvert Haugli. 6'5" up in front of the 5'5" Raul Mendiola. But this is corner 5 for Central Valley. All have come in the second half. Espinoza. Back post. John Brown down, up and out. Ball went off of the legs of Innocent and Shooty. Cromwell disrupted by Kelly. And Shooty cannot save that one off of the boundary line, so it will provide Central Valley with a throw just shy of that corner flag. So a trio of subs for Central Valley and a pair for Knoxville. Lobbed into the box. Second chance headed away by Stuart Ritchie. And Kingsford Ajay, he's got green grass ahead of him. Has to do a quick stumble because he overran that one, but serves it up ahead. Inshuti. Back post. Tequila scores! But that second goal for Tequila was considered offside and the flag went up. Tequila thought he had a brace. He thought he had a half dozen goals on the season. But instead, what could have been 2 for the day remains 2-0 Knoxville. And onto the other end it goes. Central Valley charge upfield. And they will take a set piece with their chance to score. So we see Zahir Vasquez on the ball with a very condensed wall. If you combine the Central Valley players and Knoxville players, you might be looking at a wall of 9 or 10 there. '71st minute, 2-0 Knoxville. Is this a chance for Central Valley to cut into that lead? Shot on, and Lewis punches that one away. Rolls to the corner. Throw in Central Valley. And we've got a substitution. Ashkenov Apollon. He comes in for Deshaun Nebhard. And that produces substitution number 4 for Jermaine Jones. Into the area, deflected away. Kelly just says goodbye to that one. But kept in play by Zahir Vasquez. Tor plays it out wide. Still for Central Valley, they're down 2, and that pass goes slightly awry. Sean Lewis, he's been sharp considering the opportunities that Central Valley have had. 3 shot attempts for Central Valley have hit the realm of the frame, but Sean Lewis has been there for all of it. And that's a complete inverse from what we saw in the League One Cup, where he only managed to stop 9 out of the 14 shots on net for the Hailstorm of Northern Colorado. Cromwell looking to escape from Inshuti. Chips it up ahead. Could not quite find Opelin. So it provides Sean Lewis a chance for a goal kick. We see some of the substitutions that Jermaine Jones has made. 2 of them have been on the defensive side of things within that back 4 with Cromwell and Opelin. And with Central Valley, it's not necessarily the back 4 that they envisioned going into the season, whether it be injury replacements or just trying to find something new that works because of the new bodies in new places, just trying to find themselves as a group and trying to be in rhythm with each other. As coming off the back line is Stuart Ritchie, but he gets stripped away.
Let me know, dude.
In Central Valley.
Yeah,
push this one up, but it falls right to the feet of Inshuti. Tequila. Inshuti takes a shot, but he is well past the tree line. We're just shy of 75 minutes. We're in the 74th. 2-0 match for Knoxville, where if they can secure the 3 points, they'll tie Omaha and Greenville for a 3-way tie at 13 points in the regular season standings. Central Valley, if they can somehow claw their way into a win, they will earn themselves an opportunity at a playoff slot to climb to 7th, with Tormenta and Richmond sliding down. A little too aggressive on the throw-in, and that will be a foul against Knoxville. Drawn on by Alfredo Medense. Espinoza stands on it. 75th minute. Espinoza, service, head down, not able to find the direction of the net, so it's Stuart Ritchie. Just drives that one up. Tequila still on it, but that was a little bit too much up in front. And a quick discussion between Tequila and the head official. As Frank Ross will sub into the match. And Kingsford Ajay is done for the night. And this is really huge for Frank Ross, the 26-year-old from Scotland, because he's been battling a lower leg injury for the last 2 weeks. And he's making his first action since his lower leg injury 2 weeks ago. He now returns to the lineup. Goes Frank Ross. He scored the first Knoxville goal of 2024 against the Charlotte Independents. He's been one of those midfielders has been so dependable for Mark McKeever. Been one of those international guys that if you talk about either Kempis Tequila, Frank Ross, or some of the other international guys that Mark McKeever has on his lineup, he's been adjusting to the American way of playing football as it's set into the box. Unable to get flicked down, Espinoza. Espinoza drives, back post, kept in play as that one gets cleared out from Jordan Skelton. Tequila fighting up on Yaya, but Tequila will earn the whistle. both of these two sides, their matches next week are going to be in the Jägermeister Cup, as it's going to be served up ahead. And Schutte could not quite get the handle on the header as it falls for the center circle, and it lays right for Medense. Medense getting straddled and taken down, and that will produce a booking for one Knox. So that will be awarded for Silvert Haugli for the yellow card, who just dragged down Alfredo Medense like it's the other type of football. But with a guy like Medense, who's been so strong all game long, who's really shown that he's been able to get his opportunities on. Medense, 4 shot attempts, 1 on target. He's that offensive threat that Central Valley wanted to kind of add on to their lineup and really bolster some of that offense. You gotta just kind of take your swings and take your lumps. Served in, headed up and out for a corner kick, Central Valley. Half a dozen for the match, all in the second half for Fuego, as they have a dozen minutes to work with, plus stoppage in a 2-0 deficit against one Knox. Back post, headed down, still bobbled, no one able to get it, as that one finally gets cleared off the foot of the captain, Jordan Skelton. Eventually, some of the jostling just goes towards Rudy Castro for a whistle. So as we mentioned before, both squads will be back in Jägermeister Cup action a week from tomorrow, actually. As Knoxville will head to Madison to play the Flamingos, who are still one of only 2 teams to be undefeated in League One regular season play. And then Central Valley Fuego will head to Omaha to play at Warner Park, to play the team who overtook the top of the table earlier this evening in Union Omaha. Too aggressive, Innocent and Schutte. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. First match of back-to-back road games for Knoxville. And for Central Valley, they are in a stretch of 2 home games within 3 before they get a 2-game road trip to Omaha and to Northern Colorado, both in the Jägermeister Cup. And then they get 2 games back here at home between the Kickers of Richmond and South Georgia Tormenta. Tormenta's in the League One Cup. So a lot of Jägermeister Cup action upcoming for both these 2 sides. As they need to close the deal in regular season as well. Took a glance off of a one Knox player, so Central Valley will earn themselves a throw. Cromwell. Yaya. Back for Tor. Drives up ahead. And Medense draws a foul and another set piece just outside of the one Knox box. Espinoza once again stands alongside the ball as they have only about 7.5 minutes of regulation play until we get to stoppage. Carrera Garcia's alongside Espinoza. Espinoza shoots, and that one is held off by Sean Lewis. Right for goal it goes. Espinoza went straight for the net earlier where Sean Lewis had to make a diving stop, and he does it once again, but that one's right into Lewis's hands. Not so deceptive for Sean Lewis, as that one just was right down the center of the goal and made Lewis's job easy, as he didn't have to make a dive or a run up for it.
Number 6, Jessen Vanderploeg. Coming on, number 10.
So Jessen Vanderploeg will make a substitution for Kempes Tequila. Tequila so serviceable throughout the match. Had a goal, had one called back as well. But he takes a spot on the bench as Jessen Vanderploeg from the Netherlands enters the match. He won 5 conference championships with Young Harris at the Division II level alongside Mark McKeever. But it's stripped away from one Knox. Richie past the half line. Available options, but got stripped away by Fuego. Carrera Garcia, there's a Central Valley player down all the way back in that back line. So they got a player down for the time being. Cromwell just sends that one out of play, so it can force a stoppage and a potential looking at by the down player. And trainers appear to be getting called up. That appears to be Acha Isayaya, who has had a lot of opportunities to make his impact on the ball. He leads Central Valley, at least in terms of today's play, in terms of total touches and total passes. And those passes have been pretty much on the money as well for the 19-year-old in his first season in League One. 2 matches with Central Valley under his name, one of them the Jägermeister Cup versus Lexington, and the other one in regular season action versus Charlotte Independence. Quick throw-in goes for Knoxville, and just the chip away back to Central Valley. Richie up along, held down. Still in possession of Central Valley. It's Appelin going up against Thomas. Carrera Garcia has to drop back with the absence of Yaya, but it gets played up for Vasquez. Vasquez into the area, but slipping on his own 2 feet was Medense. Cromwell for Carrera Garcia, chased around by Ross. Tor. Mendiola. He's getting pestered, but finds an open lane. Medense. Medense. Mendiola. Back from Medense. Couldn't quite get the reception. So it's Knoxville who will just send this one along, out and away. But a takedown just shy of the center circle in the 88th minute. And Siobhan John Brown will take a booking on the 88th. Just took a step on, I believe that's Callum Johnson, who's up on his own 2 feet. 26-year-old who was a 2021 NCAA Division I champion with the Clemson Tigers. And after that, he got drafted in the second round of the 2022 MLS draft by the LA Galaxy. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches, expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Knoxville, if they hold on to the 3 points, they'll tie Omaha and Greenville for the top of the table with 13 points apiece. That'll be a 3-way tie, and they enter today with a 4-way tie for second in the table between Omaha, Charlotte themselves, and Spokane. But with tomorrow's results, the question really is going to be, how will Knoxville fare at the end of this? Will they drop down to second again with Greenville? Or can they potentially hold tight with a potential upset of the Triumph? Not far enough. Innocent and Schutte tangle up into the feet of Carrera Garcia. And that will be a booking against Knoxville. Frank Ross back on the pitch for the first time in 2 weeks. He'll take the booking in the 90th.
5 minutes have been added to the game. Stoppage time. With minutes.
As we've got an extra 5 of this 90. Sean Lewis looking for clean sheet number 3, which would put him at sole possession of first place in League One regular season if Knoxville can continue to pull this off. Out wide, Espinoza, starter steps into the box. Siobhan John Brown, he's just off on the header. Just opportunity have been taken after opportunity taken. Espinoza chips in. John Brown was getting watched so tightly by James Thomas. Essentially a level matchup. Couple of dudes who are 5'9", so no real advantage for either John Brown or Thomas, but John Brown just sent that one over as the goal kick goes for Lewis. Possession basically 50-50. 27 shots between the two sides. Knoxville has one more than Central Valley, 14-13. But Central Valley has one extra shot on net compared to Knoxville. Only difference is 2 of the 3 Knoxville shots on net have been in the net, while neither of Central Valley's 4 have hit the back. But Medense gets tripped up and cleared out. Innocent and Schutte. And Schutte walks in on Tor. He's got reinforcements, but just behind the back of Castro. Vasquez. End to end it goes. Siobhan John Brown. Espinoza just barely keeping it in play, but it gets turned over and One Knox recontrols halfway through the stoppage time. Clay Tor. Cromwell. Neither team have won in the regular season since March, but it's a wide shot for Oppelin. That one goes off of a body and out for a corner. And now you got a man down on the pitch for Knoxville. As some discussions go for the play that resulted in the player who is currently down on the ground injured. That appears to be Jordan Skelton.
Yellow card issued to number 16, James Thomas.
But Thomas gets a booking. Possibly from all of the discussions afterward, but Skelton, you can see that look on his face, just not promising, especially as he's grabbing his leg. But corner kick is back in play. Number 7 for Central Valley. Espinoza headed out. Kept in possession by Calera Garcia. Out wide. Espinoza trying to escape Inshuti. Up for the back post, into the area. Stopped at the dot. Vasquez goes down on his own 2 feet before it gets sent off. We're at the 90 plus 5 of 5. And Oppelin trying to potentially just get 1 goal back for Central Valley, try to carry some momentum into the next match. As it's held off and cleared out towards center. Mendiola, 1 last try for goal. Second chance goes. Lewis got a touch on that, so it didn't go in before that gets sent off by Knoxville. Wanting to go for another run, but that's cleared off again. Still in the possession of Zahir Vasquez. Vasquez snagged by Lewis. And that will do it. One Knox is on top. Knoxville with the win, the 3 points, and a tie at the top of the table. 2-0 the final score for Knoxville with a clean sheet on Central Valley Fuego. Their first regular season win since March 30th, and they will come back for the Jägermeister Cup with a win.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
We're back here in Fresno, California at Fresno State Soccer Stadium, where One Knoxville has put themselves in a position of a three-way tie at the top of the regular season table with a 2-0 win over Central Valley Fuego FC. And it was a relatively eventful 90 minutes of play between Knoxville and Central Valley. It started off with a bang as Siobhan John Brown. He's been all over the play all match. And coming off of his goal contribution performance, Alfredo Medense tried to make it go as that shot was swatted away by Sean Lewis. And in the second half, it was free kick after free kick. But Sean Lewis was so sharp every step of the way as we go for some opportunities for Central Valley. This was the one that really started off the party for One Knox. Kempis Tequila with a nice little juggle move to beat out Isayaya. Goes off of the post, but then the rebound got buried home by Angelo Kelly, his third of the regular season. And his third of the 2024 season was the one that started things off 1-0 in the 12th minute of play. But it just kept going for One Knox. They kept pushing the ball into the box, and it's exactly what happened. Stuart Ritchie off of the header. Kempis Tequila, he's got 5 goals in the 2024 season across all competitions. That leads One Knoxville as they take their shots. They've buried it. They're downing them, and that's exactly what he's been doing, especially as of late. Goals in 3 straight for Kempis Tequila as well. As we take a look at some of the halftime stats, the shots were definitely there for both sides. They're both within the top 5 of shot attempts for a reason, and this is exactly proof of it. Despite the possession numbers, it was really 50-50 throughout the entirety of the match. It was 48-52 in favor of Knoxville at the half, and it was essentially level at that point. And Central Valley really trying to push the pace later on in the match. They had 0 corners. They had 7 in the second half. But at the end of the day, Knoxville walks away with a 2-0 win to earn a tie at the top of the table. Well, that'll do it for us here at Fresno State Soccer Stadium in Fresno, California. For all of us and our entire ESPN Plus crew, my name is Ryan Lee. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And One Knoxville will come home with 3 points and a tie at the top of the table. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your night.